representing the employees of DuPont. Drivers, start your engines!
Drivers have had 10 days of distractions, one right after the other. Media, radio, TV, but right now they're in their office. They're focused in on the job at hand to win the Daytona 500.
In the final start of his long NASCAR Winston Cup career, Dave Marcus given a ceremonial lap at the head of the field behind the pace car now. Then he'll drop back to his starting spot for the Daytona 500 in 14th position. Budweiser, the official beer of NASCAR, is the proud sponsor of the Bud Pole Award given to the fastest qualifier in each Winston Cup race. Rookie Jimmy Johnson gets the first pole of 2002 in only his 4th Winston Cup start. Since 1979, Anheuser-Busch has awarded more than $7 million as the title sponsor of NASCAR's Pole Award program. And now the Walmart starting grid for the 44th Daytona 500. Johnson and Kevin Harvick sharing the front row. Harvick, last year's Rookie of the Year. Row number 2, the two winners of the qualifying races here Thursday. Jeff Gordon, the two-time 500 winner, and last year's race champion Michael Waltrip.
On the inside of row 3, Dale Earnhardt Jr. won the 300-mile race yesterday afternoon, has won the last 2 plate races, and Tony Stewart won the shootout last Sunday, also the IROC race on Friday. On the inside of row 4, Kenny Schrader always runs well, as he said, and Jerry Nadeau, he was 6th here in July.
The first Ford in the field is Ricky Rudds in row number 5, making his 25th Daytona 500 start, and Bobby Labonte, the 2000 Series champion, with him. The 6th row is Terry Labonte, never won at Daytona in 46 races, and Robbie Gordon won the last race of last season.
On the inside of row 7, Sterling Marlin won the 500 2 years in a row, 94 and 1995. And Dave Marcus, we saw him just a moment ago, his 33rd and final 500. Kurt Busch on the inside of row 8, alongside Petty driver John Andretti.
2 of the 3 Wallace brothers in the race share row number 9. It's Mike Wallace and Kenny Wallace. Kenny driving for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. The 10th row, it's Ward Burton, led a quarter of last year's race, but wound up in a big wreck near the finish. And Mike Skinner in a 2-time Daytona 500 winning car.
On the inside of row 11 is Dale Jarrett. The UPS Ford has won this 500 3 times. Let's try to talk to him. Dale Jarrett, Benny Parsons, you got me?
I was looking compared to other people after a couple pit stops. Got you, Benny.
All right, DJ, you won this thing 3 times. Can you make it 4 today?
Well, we've got that opportunity, thanks to NASCAR helping the Fords out this week to make us more competitive. Now we just have to do everything right. We have to have probably a perfect day, but that's what we're looking to have. Got to get myself in the right position for those last 50 miles. That's what really counts.
Where is the right position? In front?
Yeah, I'd like to be in front. I'm not sure how much a Ford can lead, though, so I might want to try to find myself in 2nd or 3rd when we get down to that point to where we can start kind of shaking things out there at the end and then try to put this UPS Ford right in the front at the very end.
Good luck to you, DJ.
Thank you.
Dale Jarrett starting in row number 11. 3 drivers will have to go to the back of the pack because they are in backup cars. Their primary machines damaged in practice in the qualifying races too badly to start this race. They are Rusty Wallace, Dave Blaney, and Shauna Robinson. Looking at the rest of the field, Elliott Sadler in the Wood Brothers car making its 43rd start in the 500 in 44 races here. Maine's Ricky Craven starts last on the field. 10 drivers failed to qualify for the 500. Most notably among them, Hut Strickland, Jimmy Spencer, and Buckshot Jones. 3 fully sponsored teams who will compete for the championship this year. Heartbreak for them not being in the sport's biggest race. It'll take 200 laps around the 2.5-mile Daytona Speedway to make up the 500-mile distance this afternoon. The winner gets $1.3 million at least from that $12 million pot. Jay Leno takes the pace car to pit road. 170,000 are on their feet. We are ready for the start of the 44th Daytona 500.
like that outside line is the line right now that's going the best. Harvick, the pole sitter Jimmy Johnson, back to 5th spot, going in turn 3.
Second car in line, the defending Daytona 500 winner, Michael Waltrip. Looking for a way to the lead, pushed by his teammate, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
And that's bad news for the rest of the competition if those guys can stay there all day, because that combination right there has won a lot of races on the restrictor plate racetrack the last year.
Last season, we honored the memory of Dale Earnhardt and all of America's other lost heroes with a silent lap 3. We do that once again here today at the Daytona 500.
Tony Stewart is off the pace, the winner of the Bud Shootout. Finished second in the qualifying race, off the pace in turn 3.
And a lot of people's pick to win this Daytona 500. It's only lasted 2 laps for him.
And you can hear the motors off right there. There's no running of that engine. How about it, Matt?
Benny, Greg Zipadelli asked Tony on the radio, is it the motor? Is it the motor? He says, yep, it broke.
Johnson, he's getting tremendous encouragement over the radio, but his car is also tight. Chad Knaus just told him, do your best, we'll fix it when we pit.
Wow. Dale Jr.'s in trouble. Turn 2.
Right front tire looks like it may have come apart. Definitely came apart.
Caution is out. Another contender fallen by the wayside early.
And Tony Uri Sr., the crew chief, is telling his crew what to do.
Junior.
Watch as we go down in turn 1. Junior's the second car, and all of a sudden, the right front just lets go, just goes flat.
And I'll tell you what, if it's going to go flat, that's the best place on this racetrack to go down. Normally, we see the right front tires go down right when you're in the center of the corner, and you hit the wall hard. He was real lucky there.
Another shot, you see the car wiggle, you see Harvick dive to the inside, and Junior wisely goes up high on the racetrack, getting out of everyone's way.
On board, Michael Waltrip. Oh, what was that?
There's debris on the racetrack, and that's probably what cut the right front tire on Earnhardt's car. Matt?
He set us up for only one more visit to pit road the rest of the race, and that could be such a problem for Wallace's chances to win.
Yeah, because he was one of the first cars in, so his fuel mileage probably hasn't been...
Dale Earnhardt Jr. flying through the grass.
Right rear tire down?
Looks like the right rear is flat.
Yep.
Didn't hit anything, but he came tearing off the racetrack.
He's got no brakes, he said. Watch him as he knows the right rear is flat. He decides to come down pit road. He said, whoops.
He's got no brakes.
I got no brakes.
You don't get in the grass at speed often and not go sideways and over.
Yeah, that's where the right rear blew. And yeehaw.
I don't think that's what he was saying.
What a job, though. I mean, he goes down through the grass. Off-road racing about 150 miles an hour.
Daytona 500. Sterling Marlin is the leader. Next time by, we will be halfway through this race.
Oh, trouble.
Brett Bodine.
We see some damage to the left front of his automobile. Looks like he might have hit the wall with the front of the car.
Just went back up to speed on the restart, and this happened in turn 1.
Looks like that Kenny Wallace gets in the back of...
Yeah, you know, though, Benny, I saw some smoke from Brett's car before Kenny hit him.
First, yeah, it looked like.
Would that be a shifting point?
Let's see. I don't know.
There we are.
They try and push it because they don't want to run out on the back end of this next stop, Alan. But it's about 10 laps away, as you said. It's going to be how you set up your car for the end of this run as well, because that's when it's going to be most critical.
Trouble. Mike Skinner, Shauna Robinson off turn 2. Caution is out.
Okay, now about that pit strategy.
Oh, that's going to make it interesting, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, man, oh, man.
That completely changes things.
Turn 2.
Oh, looks like
Shauna got
Shauna
loose.
just got loose, yeah, and took Mike Skinner with her. And the problem with these cars on a racetrack like this, if you get the cars real close to each other going through the banking, the car on the bottom gets the air taken off its spoiler. See right there? She was real close to the 4 car. And what happens when you're that close, fender to fender, there's no air on your spoiler if you're on the bottom, and you loop it. Unfortunately, took Mike with her.
Coming up on the 3/4 mark of the 44th Daytona 500, Sterling Marlin is out in front seeking a 3rd win in the Great American Race.
Well, we really like the styling and the personal safety system.
And that 5-star safety rating is awesome, but...
Well, how about a test drive?
That's a bunch of them. Oh, my goodness. Bust us out there, Sammy. Back at Daytona, a massive accident down in turn 1 has claimed at least 15 cars. It started up toward the front of the field. You see the carnage scattered in the corner. Matt Kenseth, Johnny Benson, Ricky Rudd was in it. Oh, look at that. Kenny Wallace, John Andretti, Casey Atwood. Is that Jeff Gordon? Can't see.
I don't think so. I think Jeff Gordon. I think that Kevin Harvick spun. I think that Jeff Gordon was able to get underneath him. I don't know that.
Hamilton. See the Hans device he's getting off his neck, the head and neck restraint. One of the 2 that are approved and mandated by NASCAR.
And that's the 2nd car that Hamilton has torn up this week.
I think Bobby Hamilton's telling the fire guy, hey guys, my car's on fire. How about come on over? Put it out.
Sixth caution of the 500. And it was a big one. Let's take a look at what happened. There's Kenny Wallace.
Now the car, yep.
All right, Jeff Gordon and the Kevin Harvick make contact going down in turn 1.
And there we were talking about throwing the block, and that looks like what happened.
And the first 4 or 5 cars get through, and then about the 7th or 8th, I don't know, about the wherever the 43 car of Andretti, that was the next car to hit. And after that, there's no place for anyone to go.
That's right, the track just becomes completely blocked. So take another look. See well, that's kind of a little bit afterwards, but see Harvick slide back up.
How did Ward Burton get through that? Wow.
And all those cars on the inside, and then the hole closed up.
Add Jeremy Mayfield to the list of those involved, the 19 car.
Man, oh man.
Now look, let's take another look here. Jeff goes down. Kevin Harvick goes to put on the block, drives down on top of Jeff. Jeff just didn't give.
Or if he tried to get out, he didn't get out in time.
Yeah.
One of the 2.
Andretti, a hard lick.
Oh, wow.
You know, same thing happened in the qualifying race between Tony Stewart.
Is that Schrader caught up in it too? Yep, Schrader got a piece of it.
Folks, just watch this and listen as you're part of the big one. On board with Jeff Gordon. We see him. All right, he goes down, tries to get on the inside of Harvick. Harvick comes down to block. They make contact. Ricky Rudd, let's ride on board with him.
He's right in Rudd's path.
You see Ricky's just falling away. You see smoke, he slows down. You can't see anything.
Hold your line. Coming up across the front. Coming back down.
Oh, and
Miller Racetrack.
just gets hot behind the right rear. Almost had it cleared.
Bill Weber.
Okay, Jeff Gordon's on pit road.
He got caught up in the middle of the big one that happened down in turns 1 and 2.
rearview mirrors. Here we got on board with Kevin Harvick. He moves down to block Jeff. Jeff just catches him in the left rear, and that's all it takes.
And we heard the lights out when he backed the thing in the fence. Robbie Gordon and Jeffrey Bodine down through the grass.
Ryan Newman slipped through there too.
I mean, that's one place that a race car driver does not want to go, is in the grass.
Boy, Michael's trying everything he can.
And here comes Terry Collins.
Oh, contact.
Jeff Green goes up, almost gets in the wall on the backstretch. As Kenny Schrader said, that's a stupid place to wreck in the middle of the backstretch.
Nice
the road's
save.
straight.
Nice save by Jeff Green. Jimmy Johnson, the pole sitter. Still on the lead lap, 12th spot.
Here's Jeffrey Bodine, the 09 car, right behind Jimmy Johnson.
Is Jimmy Johnson's car loose or what? Does he have a... Almost looks like he's got a tire going down.
Johnson hits Jeff Green. He's in the grass.
I think he had a tire going down there.
If he didn't, he does.
Keeps it off the wall.
Left rear's flat.
Left rear tire's flat.
Okay, bud.
Caution's out.
Watch here. I was watching right through here, right there on the bottom. You see his car just starts getting a little bit sideways. He was losing the left rear tire. And right about here, it really went. Probably that's where it dropped down on the inner liner.
And is that Jeff Green that does a tremendous job in saving that car?
Yeah.
Oh, Johnson goes up and turns the Jeff Green car sideways, and somehow Jeff Green keeps it under control.
Nice save by Jeff. That was his second save in a lap, right?
Yeah.
Yes. On board with Jimmy Johnson in Lowe's car. Listen.
Hang on, buddy.
No, don't worry. He's hanging on. You have to tell him that.
I did that. Let's go on board with Bill Elliott and watch this. Oh. Right now, Bill Elliott is saying that Jeff Green is the greatest race car driver in the world for saving that thing.
He didn't come up in front of him. Talking to other crew chiefs, and spotters are talking to other spotters, and drivers are talking to their spotters and saying, hey, go over to this spotter, that 22 car, Warren Burton, see if he'll go with me if I pull out.
Trouble, Robbie Gordon. Caution is out. Gordon was 10th last lap.
We blew it on that last time. Looks like, you remember I talked about earlier, when the cars get real close to each other in the banking, it makes the car on the bottom loose, and I think that's what happened to Robbie Gordon. PP, he got up there beside Rusty Wallace. There was not enough air on the back of that car to push the car into the racetrack, lost downforce, and looped it.
Watch this. He goes in the corner. Rusty Wallace is on the outside. And listen to this. Listen to the engine.
Robbie just spun. Robbie just spun. Hang on, gas it. He just backed in the wall there. He just spun. 10-2. You all right, bud?
On board Bill Elliott.
Oh, man, that was so close.
That was close.
6th.
And this restart is going to be the whole marbles here. Jeff Gordon's got to be careful that Sterling Marlin doesn't lay back and get a run on him on the back straightaway.
You ready? Green flag, green flag.
If they don't get by Jeff Gordon before they come around the next time, they will not pass it. And
Michael Waltrip. Jeff Green is involved.
Jeff Gordon's spinning down the inside.
Gordon is in the grass. They're racing for the lead at the head of the pack, double wide.
Stay below the white line. You got some people out there. There you go.
Sterling Marlin, he's got damage. He must have hit Gordon.
And here comes Warren Burton on the outside. He's got
Back around. Track's clear.
with Elliott Sadler giving him some help. Here's Jeffrey Bodine trying to help the 40 car.
Caution flag is out. This could be the race to the finish of the Daytona 500.
You'll see some rubbing here, I'm sure, getting back to the line. This may be it.
6 cars sprinting toward the caution flag. Marlin inside, seeking his third 500 win. Marlin trying to get his first victory. 2 dodges, drag racing back to the caution flag. Who's going to get there first? Marlin by a nose.
I think what happened was Sterling Marlin went down to go underneath Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon went to put the block on, and he went across the nose of Sterling Marlin's car, and that's what we're talking about. This is so key on this restart. Sterling was laying back. Now, all these guys back here are jamming up because some of these guys laid back before the restart.
Michael Waltrip hit by Mark Martin.
Rusty Wallace is involved.
Watch Waltrip almost go by the pace car here. Yikes. And Robert Presley's car being pushed on pit road.
Man, pace car gassed it right there at the last second.
One more look. We see him, Jeff Gordon, bring them down really, really slow. And then Mark Martin runs in the back of Michael Waltrip. And
now watch here, Sterling Marlin goes underneath of Jeff. Jeff goes down, tries to run the black block on Sterling, and runs across the nose.
But Marlin was below that yellow line, wasn't he? That's out of bounds. Drivers were told in the drivers' meeting, if you go below that yellow line and advance your position, you're going to be penalized.
That's right.
Will they penalize Sterling Marlin there?
There's Jeff Green.
What a mess.
On board with Bill Elliott. That's 2 wrecks he just has driven right by.
Good job.
Okay, go ahead, Alan.
Now watch the yellow line on the... No, you won't see it. Oh, there we will.
Yeah, he was down there.
Jeff does a pretty good job down on the grass.
You got some people out there.
All right, now watch the yellow line at the bottom of the track. See if Sterling Marlin goes below that yellow line.
This line here.
If you go below the yellow line and advance your position, that's a penalty.
Marlin's inside of Gordon. There's the contact.
Well, I don't know. He definitely had the left sides below the yellow line. Now, whether or not he didn't, I don't think the right sides were, the whole car was ever below the yellow line, but he definitely had the left sides. That's a tough call by NASCAR. It's a judgment call and a very tough call.
One more look. Jeff Burton got a piece of it. Terry Labonte, Rusty Wallace, and Bill Elliott.
And there you see the 40 car with the left sides below the yellow line. But the NASCAR officials are seeing the same pictures we are, so they'll make a decision.
And we'll wait to see what that decision is.
I think another problem he's got is that right rear, or that right front tire is rubbing pretty hard on that
He's
fender.
called ball or strike.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm sure he's checked. He may have been wondering how that right front damage looks.
The car.
Sterling Marlin is jumping out of his car. He's going around to look at the right front fender. But, oh, he can't do that.
You can't work on your car under the red flag. That's the NASCAR rule.
Pull it off a little bit.
You're not allowed to work on your car under the red flag.
Guys had great pit stops today, so every how it comes out, we had a good speed week.
Sterling looked at it. What did he say?
They wouldn't let him look at it, so I don't know. I don't know how bad it is. We'll just have to, let's see. I said, we might have to come in. We don't know yet.
Hey, Matt,
Benny.
Tell Lee that they wouldn't let him pull it out. They let him look at it. They wouldn't let him pull it out.
Lee, they let him look at it, but they wouldn't let him pull it out because you know that's against the rules under red flag conditions.
Yeah, I guess.
Good answer.
I don't know. You know, again, it's just been a great day for the whole organization. Hopefully he can get it out enough.
hopefully he can get it out. But again, you're not allowed to work on the car during a red flag condition.
That's right.
Oh, that was my own fault. I mean, Sterling hung back so much there that, I mean, you know, I didn't have a choice but to slow down there, and he had a run on me, and I blocked him, you know, got myself turned.
There you have it.
We are coming to the green. Look at how far back from the pace car Ward Burton is hanging.
And look how far Elliott Sadler is hanging behind Jeffrey Bodine, all trying to time it right to get that run. That great run that allowed them to go by.
3 laps to settle the Daytona 500.
Well, it looks like they got a run on him.
Look at the blocking going on back in the pack.
And look, somebody's got a great run on the outside.
Ryan Newman, the youngster from Indiana in the 12 car.
And this is exactly what Ward Burton needed. He needed those Fords to get side by side, and it's working to perfection for him.
Johnny Benson in the 10 car up high, trying to follow Newman. Jeff Gordon and Marlin not in the picture yet.
Got to be careful though, BP, when this group catches them.
Here comes Dale Jarrett, up behind Jeffrey Bodine in the 88 car.
And Elliott Sadler's moved into that second spot, right on the back bumper of Ward Burton.
The first 2 have never won the 500. The second 2 have won it 4 times between them. 2 laps to go as they come to the start-finish line. Marlin has caught the pack. Jeff Gordon is back from it. Check that, that's Craven. Gordon has caught the pack too.
I think Ward Burton has his car up to speed now. I think he's going to be okay.
I think you're right, BP. These guys aren't close enough and lined up enough to make a move on Ward Burton.
The spotter tell him where to go to block those guys.
The traffic mixing and shuffling behind him. But Sadler and Jeff Bodine not able to mount a charge yet. Everyone on their feet at Daytona, some 170,000. As South Boston, Virginia's Ward Burton comes to the line. White flag, final lap. Here comes Dale Jarrett looking outside for third. Can't get it done. Oh! He bounces off Mark Martin. Jarrett is crashing in the final lap. Everybody gets by him okay. Elliott Sadler in the 21, the Wood Brothers car. Left to try and chase Ward Burton to the checkered flag.
And if Elliott Sadler was shaking, finishing third in the Pepsi 400, just imagine what that young man is going through now, about to finish second in the Daytona 500.
About ready to faint.
I'm telling you.
8th 2 times is his best previous finish in the 500. Now in his 8th try at the Great American Race, it's going to be Ward Burton driving his Dodge to victory lane. Checkered flag is up, and Ward Burton is going to win the 44th Daytona 500. Bill Davis Racing and Ward Burton have just won the Great American Race.